commandments, or you're gonna suffer the judgment of the Most High. Go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9. 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse number 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, the highest, the Most High God is going to begin to visit the world which he made.
That's right.
Right, and when he visits the world, it's not going to be a pretty sight. Go to Isaiah 66 and 15. When he starts to visit the world, it's not going to be a pretty sight. It's going to be terrible at that time. Right, we are already getting geared up and prepared to get persecuted. Right, read that.
Isaiah 66 verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
So when he began to visit the earth, he's coming with fire. Read on.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire.
So when he comes, he's coming and he's gonna be angry. You ever got a whipping from your parent while they was mad? It's different than a whooping when they ain't mad. Right? You get extra licks. Right? They act like they kind of want to kill you at that point. Right? You gotta get yourself prepared for the day of the Lord. By the time he come back, it's gonna be too late to repent. It's gonna be too late to cry out to him. Right? Go to Isaiah chapter 29 and verse 10. It's gonna be too late at that point.
Look at Isaiah 29 verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep.
Right? The Lord has poured out the spirit of deep sleep. Right? When you want to wake somebody in a deep sleep, you gotta slap them. You gotta smack them on the face, still sleeping, still snoring. That's how you know it's a deep sleep. We gotta come out here with a microphone and yell to get people's attention, and they still sleep. Right? It said the Lord hath poured out deep sleep. You know?
For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers have he covered.
Right, the seers have you covered. Nobody can come out here and show you your sin. Right, go to Lamentations 2 and 14.
Come. It's the book of Lamentations 2, verse number 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee.
Right, all these prophets are seeing vain and foolish things for you. These so-called pastors, they're not going to tell the women to dress modestly. They're not going to tell these women that they got to cover themselves up and they can't come out the house any type of way they need to. They don't need to be posting their body on social media. They're going to tell you, hey, they got a dang on social media posting themselves. Your woman pastor. Right, read on.
Lamentations 2, verse 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee, and they have not discovered thine iniquity.
But they have not discovered your sin. Read on.
To turn away the captivity.
They have not discovered your sin to turn away your captivity. That's why you still in captivity. Because it's normal for women to come to the store in underwear without no clothes on. Right? Go to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 15. It's normal now. It's not even shame anymore. And that's a shame. But for you to be able to get mad enough at us to call the police on us for telling you that you got to cover up your body. Read on.
Isaiah 3, verse 15. What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces?
Right? They trying to beat the prophets to pieces, man. They want to come out here and hey, the lady just kept pointing at them. Them niggas over there. Them niggas over there. Go lock them up. She pointing at us, right? Read on.
What mean ye that ye beat my people to pieces, and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord God of hosts.
Right, they grinding the faces of the poor in the ground, man. They don't care about the prophets, the people of the Most High, the people that's gonna come and rebuke in the gate. Read on.
Verse 16.
why, because the daughters of Zion are haughty. They don't want nobody to tell them nothing. They don't want nobody to tell them to cover up, to put some clothes on, that you can't come out the door in your underwear.
Right.
They stretch forth necks, they haughty. Read on.
Haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and menacing as they go.
Right, they got stretched forth necks and one-time eyes. Looking at it like with them seductive eyes. Like they'll have sex with just anybody. That's what your clothing suggests, right? The Bible say a man may be known by his look. If you look like a whore, then you should be treated like one.
Exactly.
If you look like a daughter of Zion, then you should be treated like one.
That's right.
It goes both ways, you know?
And making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
And that's why these women got alopecia, right there.
Hey, my bad, Slack. You using that Caesar Boy here sign? That right there?
Right, the Lord say that's the Lord say He gonna smite the daughters of Zion with a scab. Hey, that's called alopecia today. Right? That's why the women's hair is falling out. Because they hardy. Right? They got stretched forth necks. And they walk around with one-time eyes. Right? It can't be like that. The Lord said that you gotta dress modestly. That your body is only for your husband. It's not for the whole wide world to see. Right? Go back to that. Isaiah 3:16.
This is the book of Isaiah 3:16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton eyes, walking and menacing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
He gonna smite them with a scab, real.
And the Lord will discover their secret parts.
He gonna discover your secret parts. The parts that don't nobody know. Hey, everybody don't know what that look like down there. What it smell like down there. The Lord said He gonna discover it. And what up?
In that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments.
He gonna take away all that jewelry, you know?
About their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets, and the mufflers, the bonnets.
They gonna take the bonnets out, read.
And the ornaments of the legs.
All them anklets, read on.
And the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings, the rings, and nose jewels.
All that stuff that beautify our women. He gonna take that away, read on.
The changeable suits of apparel.
All them different outfits, read on.
And the mantles, and the wimples, and the crispy pants, the glasses, and the fine linen.
All that nice clothes that you got. The Lord said when Jacob's trouble pop off, you're not gonna have none of that. You're gonna be at His mercy. That's the only time that the Judite woman, the Israelite woman is gonna humble down. In the day of the Lord. In the day of Jacob's trouble. When she don't have no choice. Because a man is gonna be more precious than gold. Then you're gonna want somebody to tell you what the Lord said to do and what not to do. Read on.
And the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell,
instead of that sweet smell,
there shall be stink.
What it's gonna be?
There shall be stink.
Yeast infection.
There shall be stink.
Understand?
There shall be stink.
All these diseases gonna cleave to you. Read on.
And instead of a girdle, a rent.
A rent, obesity. Instead of a nice slim waist, a rent in your clothes. Obesity at that point. Read on.
Instead of a well-set hair, baldness.
Instead of a well-set hair, baldness. Alopecia. That's what Jada Pinkett suffering from. Because she got a stretched forth neck. And she don't want to listen to the Bible. She thinks she's above her husband. Go to 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 1.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach.
Right, so anybody that's teaching thus saith the Lord, you should follow that person. Not try to run up and fight them, not try to run up and get buck with them.
Right.
The Bible say if they followers of YAHAWASHI, hey, that's the one you should follow. Read on.
Now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things and keep the ordinance as I delivered them to you.
Right, because Paul got the ordinance from Christ. So whatever Paul say, we need to do it. Read on.
But I will have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man.
Nah, the head of the man is the woman.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Nah, you reading it wrong. It's 50-50.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Nah, but what about what she want to do?
And the head of the woman is the man.
Read on.
And the head of Hamashiach is Yahawah.
That's the order. God wrote that order.
Right.
It's not no other order. Anything else is out of order. Go to Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 16. Anything else is out of order. You can't do your own thing unless you be found to fight against the Most High God. Right, read that up.
Isaiah 1 verse 16. Wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil you're doing from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil.
Right, the Lord say wash you, make you clean. Put away the evil of your doing. How you going to get washed and made clean? Go to Ephesians 5 and 26. The Lord say, wash you, make you clean. Cease from the evilness of your doing. That means unless you do this, you're still dirty. Read that.
Right. Ephesians 5 verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
And that's how you wash you, make you clean. With the washing of water by the word, not by some nasty pastor dipping you in this nasty baptism tank. Right. That ain't how you get washed and made clean.
Right.
Go to 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 21. That's not how you get made clean. So you gotta first listen to the Bible, listen to the words that Christ spoke, right? Because he came in the volume of the book. Read that.
2 Peter 3 verse 1, 21. 2 Peter 3. First Peter chapter 1, verse 21. For the prophecy. The book of 1 Peter 3, verse number 21. The light figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh.
Right, so not the type of baptism where they dunk you in water. That's not the type of baptism that's going to save you. Not the baptism where they put away the filth of the flesh. What put away the filth of the flesh? Water. So that pastor taking you and dunk you in that nasty baptism tank where everybody done peed in it, it's not going to save you.
Right. That's
not the type of baptism that you got to have. Read on.
Verse number 20. Verse 21, 1 Peter 3, verse 21. The light figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience.
The answer of a good conscience, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh, but the answer of a good conscience. How do you have an answer of the good conscience? By doing what the Bible says to do.
That's
not
right.
getting put in water.
That's
right.
right.
Read on.
Toward Yahawah.
You got to have a good conscience toward Yahawah, the Most High God. Read on.
By the resurrection of YAHAWASHI HaMashiach, who is gone into heaven.
And he's in heaven right now. So he know better than all of us what you should and shouldn't be doing. Right? Go to Revelation 14 and verse 12. Let's see what he said after he went to heaven. Let's see if he changed anything about keeping the law.
Revelation chapter 14 verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahawah.
You gotta keep the commandments of God. Read.
And the faith of Jesus.
And the faith of Jesus. Go to Psalms 48 and verse 3. And the faith of Jesus. You gotta keep the commandments and the faith. You can't just get dunked in water. That's why people don't know nothing. Because they got dunked in that water when they was 8 years old and the pastor said they was saved. Now they're running around here as adults, half dressed, with no clothes on. And don't want nobody to tell them to be modest.
Right.
Read that, Art.
Psalm 48, verse number 8. As we have heard, so have we seen in the city of the Lord of hosts. In the city of our God, God will establish it forever.
God will establish the city of God forever. The question is, are you going to be in the city of God? Or are you going to die in this great city, Babylon the Great? That's the question. God going to establish the city of God. Are you going to be there? Bring it out.
Revelation 22, verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
You blessed if you do these commandments. That's what the Bible says. Read on.
Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life,
that they'll live forever,
and may enter in through the gates into the city.
And they can get into the city of God. That's the only way you can get in, right? Go to Psalms chapter 110 and verse 1. That's the only way that you can get into the city of God, by keeping the commandments. No other way. Read that up. Verse 1.
Psalms chapter 110, verse 1. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool.
He's going to make all his enemies his footstool. His enemies is the ones that don't want to humble down and keep these commandments. His enemies is the ones who want to persecute the prophets. His enemies is the ones that want to buck up against these laws, statutes, and commandments. That want to come up against what the Bible says. You're an enemy of the Most High at that point. Right? Read that.
First Maccabees chapter 11, verse 21. There's certain ungodly persons who hated their own people.
Who what?
Who hated their own people. Who own people went unto the king and told him that Jonathan besieged the town.
Right, they went and told the heathen on us, just like they did today. They hated their own people, that's why they called the police on us. You hate your own people, she's steady pointing at us. Tell them, go down, go lock them up. Them right there, go get them. She's steady pointing at us, because she hates our own people. She knows 9 times out of 10, when a so-called black man have an encounter with a police officer, he probably finna die. 9 times out of 10. So she knew what the probability, the probable chances of us getting killed was when she went to point at us. Right? She knew it already. Go to Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 10. Psalms 37 and 10.
Psalms chapter 37, verse 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place.
Right, and yet a little while the wicked shall not be. You're going to diligently consider his place. You're going to look for the wicked, and you're not going to be able to find him. Read on.
Psalms 37, verse number 10. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Yea, thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth.
The only ones that's going to inherit the city of God, the earth, is the meek. And you're not meek if we read out of the Bible that you got to cover up, and you come up and try to fight us. That's not meek. That's not a sheep. That's a goat. That's the opposite of meek. Read on.
Verse number 11.
Break it out.
But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace.
Right, we're going to delight ourselves in the abundance of peace. How we going to have that peace? Go to Psalms 119 and 165. How we going to have that peace? How is anybody going to get peace? How you going to get world peace? It's not going to be by voting for the next president or the next governor or senator. How we going to delight in peace?
The book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 95. The wicked have waited for me to destroy me, but I will consider thy testimony. I have seen the end of all perfection, but thy commandment is exceeding broad.
That commandment is exceeding broad. That's going to get you that broad way of life. That ain't what I call, but that's a fire preach. So go to 165. Psalms 119 and 165. Right? The wicked are going to die. Thus saith the Lord. Read that.
God, the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 165. Great peace have they which love thy law.
That's how you're going to delight in that abundant peace.
sir.
By loving the laws of God. Delighting yourself in the laws of God. Read on.
And nothing shall offend them.
Hey, we don't get offended when they call the police on us. We rejoice. Right? Go to Matthew chapter 5 and verse 10. We love when they call the law on us. We love when they get mad and scoff at this word. When all we doing is reading, thus saith the Lord.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
All right, and we blessed. We blessed today, each and every one of us, because we got persecuted for righteousness' sake. Read on.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Hey, you gonna get the kingdom if you get persecuted for righteousness' sake, because they persecuted all the prophets. Right? Read on. Oh, you bring that up.
Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. Except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Right, and for the elect's sake, the days of persecution gonna be shortened. Right, if the Lord didn't cut it short, they'd kill all of us. Right, because we esteem everybody that's not keeping the law to be counterfeits. Right, read that.
Verse 11 from Matthew chapter 5. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely.
Right, that lady the pregnant lady tried to say she couldn't walk through here, that we was blocking the way, that she tried to walk through here and we was blocking her. She didn't even try. She went around. She didn't even try to walk through here. So that was a lie. She falsely accused us of something that we didn't do. Right, read that.
Leviticus 19, verse number 18.
What it say,
in
bro?
The law, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
Right, you gotta love your neighbor as yourself. You want to lie on yourself.
My fault. That's the wrong way. Verse 16, Leviticus 19:16. In the law, thou shalt not go up and down as a talebearer among thy people.
You can't be lying on your people, man. That's against the law of the Most High. You can't do that, right? But our people don't know the law. They don't know the law, so they don't keep the law. So if they don't keep the law, they don't know the Most High God. Right? Go to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 15. Right? It's going to get heated up real quick out here, man. Hey, we ain't going to be able to come out here and teach the Bible much longer. In a little while, you're not going to see us out here doing this. Right? Read that.
Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeit.
Start at 15.
Verse 15. He is grievous unto us, even to behold.
All right, they hate to look at us up here with these Bibles, with these fringes on our women in order. Dress modesty, a modest example of up against their immodest example.
Bring it out,
They hate to see it, right? Read on.
He is grievous unto us, even to behold. But his life is not like other men's. What? Other men's. His way are of another fashion.
Right, our life ain't like the rest of everybody else's life. Everybody else don't care about keeping the Sabbath. They don't even know how to keep the Sabbath. They like, when you ask them, they say, oh, Saturday. But they doing the same thing they would do any other day on Saturday, on the Sabbath day. Right, our life ain't like other people's life. Read on.
Verse 16. We are esteemed of him as counterfeit.
And that's what we come out here and say, man, y'all fake. Y'all fake Christians. Y'all ain't the real Christians. Y'all don't really follow Christ. How can you follow Christ if you're not doing nothing that he said to do? We come out here and call their pastor fake. Come out here and tell them they church fake. They don't like that. Read on.
He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Hey, eating pork is filthiness. Eating shrimp, crab, and lobster is filthiness. Our women wearing pants all day, 24/7, 7 days a week. That's filthiness. That thing can't breathe. Ain't no air flowing up in there. And then when you explain it to them, they say, yeah, that caused yeast infection. They know it, but they still doing it. That's filthiness. Read on.
He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed.
And the end of the just gonna be blessed, like we read in Matthew. When we get persecuted for righteousness, hey, that the kingdom of heaven is yours. You the one who's gonna get the kingdom. Right? Read on.
Verse 16. The end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his Father.
And God is our Father. Go to Romans 8 and 16. God is our Father. That's why we boast in it. And they don't like that. They want us to say, nah, we just some niggas. Nah, we just some Mexicans. We just some Haitians. We just some Jamaicans. Well, we ain't that, man. We the children of God. Read that.
Romans 8 verse 16. The Spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God.
The Bible told us we the children of God. The Bible said if you keep the commandments, you a child of God. If you got faith that his son died and rose, and you keeping the commandments, you a child of God. Right? Read what you got.
1 Kings 18 verse 21. And Elisha came unto all the people and said, how long shall ye be between two opinions?
God asking a question. How long shall ye be between two opinions? You want to serve God today, and the next day you don't want to serve him. When you get in a jam, then you want to call on God. Then you forget about him when he gets you out the jam. Read on.
If the Lord be God, follow him.
If the Lord be God, follow him. If he's God, follow him. If you believe in the Bible, do what it says. It's not hard. Read on.
But if Baal, then follow him.
If you want to worship the devil, then just worship the devil. Plain and simple. Go to Revelation 22 and verse 19.
Revelation 22 verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy, God shall take away his part out of the book of life.
Right, and that's what all y'all pastors are doing. Taking away from the book of this prophecy. Telling you that you don't have to serve God. If you don't want to serve God, then just put the Bible down. And go worship the devil like you want to do. You can't serve two people. You can worship God or you can worship Satan. If you don't want to worship God and do what the commandments say, then just put the Bible down.